हेलो नमस्कार सत श्री अकाल आदाब गुड मॉर्निंग गुड आफ्टरनून एंड गुड इवनिंग जहाँ से भी आप हमें सुन रहे हैं सेलिब्रेटिंग अनसंग हीरोज ऑफ साउथ एशियन कम्युनिटी दिस इज कुंजन मबार योर होस्ट इन एसोसिएशन विद ePadosi.com. We bring unsung heroes of South Asian community. We have many unsung heroes in our community who are making a profound difference, changing their lives, but sometimes they go under the radar or unnoticed. It's our humble effort through this podcast to bring the unsung heroes to you. Are you one? Do you know one? Reach out to Kunjan at ePadosi.com. Today's unsung hero needs no introduction. A TV host, a music producer. When he was young, his Punjabi album topped the charts and sold umpty number of copies. I don't know what I was doing when I was this young, but let's get to our guest. Good evening, Maneshi. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. It's good to see you again after that fun event down in the South Bay. Absolutely. So, what's going on?
What's going on?
Yep.
I am actually sitting with the celebrity.
Oh my God, I wouldn't say that at all.
And somebody has to pinch me.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're too sweet. No, not at all. I wouldn't say that at all. I think it's really cool what you're doing, and I think that there are a lot of people that do a lot of great things, and those people definitely. It's nice to recognize them, and it's great for the community to see that people are actually doing different things to make a difference.
Yes.
And they have been, and then they're paving the way for the future. I mean, we could have a whole long discussion on the whole thing, but anyways. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is, yeah.
So that's our effort and our goal to bring the gems out.
Oh,
and
wow.
so that people know.
Yes.
And one gem happened to
God,
be
so
sitting
sweet.
right next to me.
Too kind.
So are you ready? Should we start with our interview session with you?
Yeah, let's do this. This is great. I'm looking forward to this.
So we'll start with the TV host.
All right.
I know that you're a TV host for a show for a
Yeah.
TV Women Now.
Yeah.
And when I was researching and going through some of the interviews, people often call you man of Women Now. So
That's
why
right.
don't you expand on it?
Well, right before that, so here in Fremont, where we're hanging out, not far from here, it actually started in the mid-'90s. Dr. Manesh Judge owned a newspaper called India Post. And India Post, I had just finished grad school at UC Davis, and I got a call from Dr. Judge, and he's like, hey, what's your plans? And I go, well, I'm going to be joining biopharma. And he goes, well, how about hosting a TV show? And I was like, what? Are you kidding? It sounds exciting, because you know how we are. We kind of live for that stuff. So it started out as a TV show called Birthdays, just like the movie. And I think that was kind of that was all because of the movie, I think. And it was all about lifestyles of Indo-Americans in the Bay Area. That really did well. It made its way for about 5, 7, 10 years. And then from there, when ZTV and some of the satellites started to come in, some of our revenue started to slip. And then so we wrapped up with that. And it had already changed its name from Birthdays to India Post Television. Then one of the people on India Post Television, good friend of mine, Ina Sarkar, who you met.
Yes.
She gave me a call and she goes, hey, I want to do another lifestyle show, but I want it to be women-centric. And she goes, there will be 4 women on the show, 3 to 4 women, and you'll be like the Dr. Phil. You kind of be in the middle of it all. And you get to discuss, current social issues. We'll meet different people. So throughout the whole journey, it was a beautiful journey. We were on air for, oh God, I don't even know, another 12, 15 years.
Wow.
And then we didn't get derailed until COVID. And that's really, then we tried to do some of the Zoom stuff with COVID, but that was real hard. People just didn't really have the patience to watch. So now we're into events. We're doing things where, you came and emceed an event for us as well. That was great. And I'm enjoying it. So yeah, but I mean, I hung out with the taxi cab drivers in Fremont when they had issues, hosted President Bill Clinton and his big fundraiser. We met Kamala Harris. Hopefully, she's going to be president, and just a bunch of other people. It's been a great journey because we've done everything. So it was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
And we'll get into it a little bit, but tell us a little bit more about your Punjabi pop album.
Okay.
What happened? Like, did you expect that?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was the '90s. If you remember, MTV was huge in India, especially with all these. It really, Bollywood had this departure where there was all these pop artists, right? And it was a short window because eventually Bollywood did everything they could to squash it.
Yes.
They didn't want it. But for a while, MTV was hot. Minnie Mathur had her show Made in India. There was a bunch of different things. Rageshri was on. So we snuck in during that time. We actually, there was a group here, a couple of friends of mine, and we put a Punjabi band together. And it was really, and I'll get you a copy of it, it was more of a jazz fusion crossover before that became a thing. We shopped, we went to Sony, we went to, different record labels, T-Series. Eventually, BMG Crescendo, they had a vision, they took it. And, it did well. And we had like a number 4 hit on the MTV charts, and it was fun. Good stuff.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But that opened the door for many other things.
Right.
That opened the door for many other things, which really was awesome because we got calls to tour. And so we did those tours, and then one door opens many doors, right?
It leads to different avenues.
It led to Asha Bosley coming here.
Right.
We'll talk about that too.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that too. I know that you play
Yes.
a lot of instruments.
I'm a classically trained tabla player. My teacher, Ustad Sayyid Arshid, lives right here in Fremont, California. He is the nephew of the late, great Ustad Alaraka Khan Saab, the cousin of Zakir Hussain, who he is. And so I was one of his first students, and he used to live up in Sonoma. And he used to drive down from Sonoma State, because he was doing his MBA, all the way to San Jose when I was a little kid. And he'd spend 4 hours with me. So I learned tabla. And then tabla opened the doors for everything else.
Right.
I was touring with Punjabi bands. I played, I was touring with the Noob Jalorta at the age of 15. And so it just, again, tabla was the basis, but I learned Western music. I learned marching band. And then I learned how to play drums. I played dholak. And then I learned how to, you're sitting with the Noob Jalorta. And also, yes, right? And then you watch them, and it's like a 2-hour lesson.
Right.
People go and they get lessons, and I had 2 hours with them captive on stage. Being a musician, you always have the best seat in the house, right?
I agree.
Right?
So I have to really tell, and hopefully we'll share those clips. If he shares with us, we will share it with you.
Yeah, of course.
So you were in the auditorium.
Yeah, that was at the Lesher Theater.
Okay.
That was actually a function that the head of ABC News now, Mr. Dan Ashley, he has an event every year called Rock the Casa. And he has well-known bands coming through. Like he does all these popular bands. He also has his own band, and you saw there was a huge spread of musicians. So I joined them on stage as a crossover musician, and I played tabla with them even for songs like we did Let It Be by the Beatles. I played tabla on it.
Yes.
And so it's totally cool. So that particular clip that I shared with you was a tabla solo brief, just a little groovy solo. Nothing, I don't want to go too overhead because we're not Indians. And it was a fun thing. So,
but it was fun. The entire auditorium was standing and clapping.
It was cool.
And it was like a goosebumps moment.
It was cool. I definitely pinched myself later. I said, that's fun. So yeah, we get to do those things. And I love it when you're taking our music to a non-traditional audience. And unfortunately, too, they really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes our audience kind of takes it for granted a little bit, but they really appreciate that. So as you saw in the clip, it was well received.
It was amazing.
It was fun.
You guys have to watch it. If you go on his Facebook, and you'll probably find it.
Yeah, you'll have to show me how to do all that Insta stuff. I'm really bad at social media, so that's why it's good that we're here. But that was fun.
So that was amazing. I enjoyed it.
Thanks.
We will get into the music and the instrument a little later, but I wanted to ask you, which until yesterday I did not know that you sing. So I had a question for you, that you have an amazing voice.
Oh, thank you.
You have
so
a
sweet.
bass in your voice.
Thank you.
So how any tips for us? How can we have this amazing voice?
Wow, that's so sweet. Oh my God, I'm so touched. Well, for one, the vocal cords are as they are. I mean, I guess it was made that was stamped that way. But I do think that singers do go through all kinds of vocal exercises, and they basically sing at different times of the day. They take care of themselves. They drink water like you are, and so I think those are all the things. But there are activities that people participate in. There's lessons that people get, and they learn how to control their voice, and basically that's it. But there is an element of genetics, I guess, as well. So
you were blessed in that area.
Yeah, I guess I got lucky. Yeah. That's all about it.
So
Nothing
half
special.
of the work was already done.
Yeah, it was my luck. Yeah, no doubt.
But you have an amazing voice.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I saw another video of yours where you were giving a tribute to Jagjit Singh.
That's right.
And you were singing, and you had a harmonium.
That's right. That was a traditional, and that was just at a close family friends event. I don't always get to do those because we're doing other stuff. But they wanted to do something, so there's a beautiful Ghalib, a ghazal by Mirza
Ghazal,
Ghalib, right?
yeah.
And so one of our family friends who I've grown up with, he's been singing Qawwali since I was a kid. I asked him, let's do it this way, that I will recite the lines as I'm singing like Jagjit Singh. I don't sing like him, but the way he's presented it, and I'll ask you to explain it, because sometimes Ghalib goes over everybody's head.
Correct.
So that's what he was talking about. And that's what's so fun about that clip. And so we've done that in several other places, and people appreciate it because now they understand the poetry. And Mirza Ghalib's poetry was fantastic.
And like I said, he has many talent.
Oh my God, so sweet.
And I discovered a lot of talent when I was researching
so
and preparing for this podcast. So I did not know that he sings, and he sings this well. And so you can play tabla, you can play harmonium, you can play drums. What else am I missing?
I play the dholak, the naal. I play keyboards, of course, pianos, and then I learned how to play clarinet and sax growing up in marching band. So
how
through
many
high school.
hours did you had in your day?
More than 24. I made more than 24. Slept very little. Slept very little. But that was it. It was just lucky. My parents both had this beautiful bond of music. It was beyond their engineering and their medical. They both loved to sing, and they sang at a high level. And so I grew up with that influence here, with both of them loving to sing. My dad would sing Rafi Saab. And when people say, they sing, I mean, my parents sang well. And my mom was a Punjabi folk singer, and she used to sing, and she could sing to 5,000 person audiences and bring the house down. So I like to think I got a little bit from her and my dad. But that was kind of, it's directly a result of those two really trying to not just foster it, but, it's like the water and you give it flower. And so I was very lucky.
So you got the best of both
worlds. I did. And really what happened too, which was great for my music, was that as a tabla player, for example, let's say Anoopji or Dalit Aziz was touring.
Right.
They have 30 shows. On the tail end of their show, they come to this point where like, okay, we're leaving. Then sometimes the promoters will ask them, hey, we'd like you to stay back and do a few more shows. And then they'd go, well, we don't have our musicians. It's going to be hard. They go, well, we know this boy who lives in the Bay Area. What do you think? So I got a lot of calls like that in the beginning where it was like, hey, there's this boy who's learning how to play, or he plays well, or whatever it is. And that got me in to play with Pankaj Udas, Dalit Aziz, Anup Jalorta, and many of the legends. And then even on the Pakistan side, the same thing happened. The legends that were coming from Pakistan. And then sometimes they would come and their musicians wouldn't get visas.
Right.
And that happens even more now. So I'll just get the phone call and they go, hey, put together, like Ali Zafar. I got a call from him and he's like, hey, we need to put together a band. So one of my friends, she plays keyboards for Beyonce. I called her. George Brooks, who's a master who plays with Zakir Ji and Hari Haran and Shankar Mahadevan. He's a great jazz artist as well. Called him and called a couple other people. And we put together a band for AZ. And, oh, man, he loved it. So that's pretty fun stuff. I know I'm going off topic, but
No, it's actually really fun. And that's what I exactly meant, that why we want to bring our unsung heroes. He has, I don't know how many hours he has. And so you are a musician.
Yep.
You are a music producer.
Yeah, and absolutely. I play music.
You play music. Yep. You are a TV show host. So what else are you hiding up your sleeve?
Well, let me briefly talk about the music producer stuff. So music production we do on high levels. We've done some albums for different people. And a lot of it, unfortunately, too, like the thing with where Asha Bhosle flew to America. We have a studio in Pleasanton. My partner Nur Lodi and I, we hosted Asha Ji for the whole day. We recorded the song Huzur-e Ala, and then it was flown back to India to Shamir Tandon and Namita Prem Kumar for page 3. And then Abhijit Dada, he actually recorded his voice there. The song made it out, and nobody knows that we did it. So that's how it goes, right?
Yeah,
you do the work, and then nobody knows, except Asha Ji knows, and then that's all that matters.
And we are telling you on ePadosi.com and the podcast. That's why we need our unsung heroes. So I saw that clipping. It was so like humbly and down to earth. Like Asha Bhosle ji was just walking in the house.
Yeah, she came in, and we had a studio out the back of my buddy's house. Beautiful studio.
And you guys built it?
We built it. I mean, we've had visits from Sunidhi Chauhan. We've had Dalit Aziz Ji come. We've had so many artists come. And again, sometimes it's just you do the work and then you don't, nobody finds out about it. But we don't really we don't really work for the recognition. You do it for your own self.
Correct.
And then if somebody notices along the way, that's cool. But,
it feeds your soul.
Yeah, it is. It nourishes. Music nourishes the soul.
Yeah.
You stole my favorite line, and I love that we connected on that. That it does.
Yes.
It nourishes your soul.
That's absolutely wonderful. So for our listeners, he's a born American. He was born here.
San Mateo. That's my hometown.
So San Mateo.
Yep.
And you are a Punjabi Indian.
Yep. I'm a Punjabi. I'm Sikh, also Punjabi. Absolutely.
So you're an American desi, our language. That's how we say it.
Yep.
So the American desi, does it interfere? Like, were there times when you were like, am I Indian? Am I American? Why am I learning Indian music or stuff like that happened?
I think you questioned it. And look, we grew up at a time 4 decades ago where there were very few Indians in the community. So it was hard to express yourself as an Indian. It was easy to be an American because that's what you were. You were an American kid going to school with American friends. You didn't know any different. I didn't know that I wasn't like a white kid until somebody told me. They go, "Why are you drawing yourself as a white kid? You're not white." I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "No, you're Indian." And I was
brown.
like, "You're brown." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And my teacher's like, "Yeah, you are." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, and I was like, "All right, I guess I am." So you don't think of it as a kid. You just think of yourself as being a kid. But then the weekends would come, and then my parents would have music parties, friends would come, and then obviously I started learning music. And there were times when I questioned it. But then all of a sudden, when you're a kid and you're 10 years old and you're performing, and then all of a sudden everybody notices, you're like, "Hey, this is kind of fun."
This is good.
Right? Yeah, it was kind of fun. So it definitely wasn't easy to the dichotomy and sort of this double, the dual image. And I have friends that were so far American that they know nothing about their Indian heritage because their parents didn't want them to have that. So I feel like I got lucky that I got the best of both worlds. We went to India every other year, and we spent time there, and I speak 4 or 5 dialects. I speak Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Spanish, English. I mean, I speak fluently. And that was my parents, right? They kind of made that happen. And then obviously, like I said, hanging around with artists and people, from our own culture, you learn. And when you're off stage, that's the best time because you get to spend downtime with the artists, right? I mean, there was a Pakistani artist who actually sang the original version of Aaj Jani Ki Zid Na Karo, the famous ghazal. It's not Farida Khanamji, it's him.
Okay.
And so I used to tour with him for 25 years. And it was the time on stage that was awesome, but it was the time of stage that was precious. Because he would talk to you and you just, he'd tell you things about the culture, the community, and those were precious things that helped shape you, right? So so that American Desi, I'm not really an ABCD. I'm the exception to the rule. I kind of know who I am.
You definitely are exception. So we totally agree.
I appreciate that.
And is there, where do you see yourself in next 5 years?
Oh, well, I know you snuck that other thing too. What else do you do, right? So in 5 years, here's what I'd love to do. God willing, we're healthy and everything keeps going the way it is. I definitely want to work on some more music, of course. I've got some projects coming up. We're going to be working with Zoe from Coke Studio. Ali Zuffer and Noor and I, we talked about doing something with him. Jaspinder Narula was just here, the great Bollywood actor, singer.
Singer, yes.
Why call her an actress? She could be. I guess she's gorgeous.
Well, she is very pretty.
She's so gorgeous.
Yes.
So I just performed with her actually last month. And so we've spoke about doing a project, a crossover. So I have all these crossover projects. Then I'm still doing stuff for film, like we had done Maya. I think you read about that.
Yes.
We just did The Line of Descent with Brendan Fraser. That movie is not a family movie, but it's a great movie. It's on Netflix. So I continue to do movie stuff. I definitely have a plan. I was telling you offline about a Netflix serial that I want to work on, but I want to do that on a producer level. And then I want to just keep on studying music. And I want to go back to my roots of my tabla. And I told my ustad, I've been waiting, and you probably remember this, that I said, I want to unlearn everything that I've learned and then relearn everything that I've learned. So that's my plan there. And then on my day job, which, both of us, that keeps us balanced and sane. I am no longer working in pharma with Pfizer. That was a good run. I had a chain of Subway stores. I finally sold all that. And I loved building and I loved real estate. So I got a real estate license, and then I'm working with a firm in Danville called Christie's International Sereno. And Lisa Doyle, I work with her and our great team. So that's my daily. I get up in the morning and I do that.
That's
I enjoy
your 9
it.
to 5.
That's my 9 to 5, but it's not really 9 to 5, but it is.
Right.
And the beauty of it is I get to set my schedule, and I just get to find time to do that and do music. And that's really what it is. I love it. Like I performed last Friday with my good friends Amitesh Mishra and Kush Khanna, and we just jammed. And, we're doing just jams. So that is fun. You get to roll up your sleeves. But then, when we've got the big shows coming up too, that's fun. I'm playing in Fremont for the Pakistani Independence Day. That's August 18th. That's coming up. That'll be fun. That'll be a blast. And
where is that?
That's at the new Fremont, that new center they made. It's some new cultural community center. I heard it's like downtown, like where the hall is, like City Hall around there. I think we're not far from it, right? I heard it's a beautiful place. So they're doing that.
And is it open for public?
It's open for public. And then I'm playing, it's a Pakistani band called Legend. They were the one early Pakistani band that was in Northern America. Nurlodi, Imtiaz, Asim, and Mikey. So we're doing that. And then on Thursday, this is really cool too, I think it's the 15th, 16th, there's the India Partition Archive. And so it's this amazing event that celebrates, or doesn't really celebrate, but it looks at all of the things that happened during partition. I think it's Dr. Gunita who's the founder of that. So I'm playing with Devika Chavla. And Devika is an interesting artist. She's a Sony-released artist in India, but she's also an executive VP at Disney+.
Oh my God.
So she has a duality, right?
Wow,
and she's got amazing stuff. We produced her first album. Devika's out there. You can look her up as well. And we did a bunch of albums with her. And so she also has two hats. So she's performing in San Jose. So we're doing a nice gig there Thursday. And just, it continues. I love it. It's what I live for. And then just coming out to meet you and hang out and being here with ePadosi, and it's just, this is so cool. I live for this stuff,
No, and I can see that you love it because when you talk, your eyes lit up.
Yeah, right.
So I can see you're passionate about it, and it gives you energy.
It does. It's like you said, it nourishes my soul. So if you cut me, you're going to see music and TV.
The notes will come out.
Yeah, hopefully.
So my other question to you is, the other shows that you were mentioning, all the other shows, August 18 and all the other ones, how can people find, if it's open for public, how do people find that?
Well, those ones go on social media.
Okay.
So, like, they've already got a poster out for the August 18th, Pakistan Independence Day here in the Fremont area. And then, like, for example, I may, still under wraps, not sure yet, I may end up hosting, like I used to with the Festival of India that Dr. Jopra puts on,
the Fog. Okay.
So that's where I got my start in all of this. So Dr. Jopra gives me a call. He goes, Manesh, get here. I'm there, right? So I may end up going and helping. But for me, I don't ever see the two borders as two different communities. I see them as one community that has two different zip codes.
Yeah.
And music and culture and food are all the same. And I love them equally, and I do everything I can for them as much as I do for my Indian side of me.
Absolutely.
Right?
Music has no boundary.
There is no boundary.
Yeah.
And if I gave you, I have 2,000 shows to my credit and probably over 250 artists that I've played for. And it didn't matter what side of the border. When we're together, we're doing music or singing or doing stuff for music, for film, whatever. We did, Shafkat sang for us. Shafkat Ali Khan sang for us for Maya. And it was an award-winning film because our music won awards. And we won the award at Flanders Film Festival for Best Music. Noor and I did this. And I didn't look at Shafkat as, he's from Lahore. I'm like, oh my God, you're from Lahore. I love that. So it just depends on your attitude and how you approach stuff.
He has amazing voice.
Oh my God.
I recently heard him in Pushpa. He
sang
you did?
That song. Oh, how nice.
Yeah,
how nice.
And I'm a big fan of Ali Zafar.
Oh yeah, AZ's awesome.
Yeah.
AZ's awesome.
He looks really amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And so we played with them at the San Francisco Performing Center for Arts.
Sorry to interrupt, but for our listeners and our viewers, I saw a clip of you were rehearsing with Ali Zafar.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Yeah. So AZ, Ali Zafar, for that, another show that we're doing for the Open. So we have TIE, which is the Indus Entrepreneurs for the Indian community. The Pakistani community has an organization called Open. It's akin to TIE, and there's cross-pollination. Indians go there, Pakistanis go there. It's all of the tech geniuses of the Bay Area and really of the whole northern, America that come. They have forums and this and that. So AZ was invited to come and perform there. So then AZ said, okay, we're going to have rehearsals. So I organized a music school. We cleared it out, and that's where AZ literally just landed. And the clip you saw, and that's after no sleep. 22
wow.
hours, I know,
On a
right?
flight.
22 hours of flight. He sounded that good and looked that good,
wow.
right? So I was like,
Yeah.
AZ, what's wrong? How do you do it? And he just smiles. And by the way, he's a humongous Kishore Kumar fan, and he does Kishore Kumar better than anybody that I've heard. I've heard Amit Da do it, the son of Kishore,
Yes.
Kumar Sanuji, and I'm sure there's other people, but
Right.
AZ is right up there. He does Kishore's song. And so we actually have a clip I'll share with you too, where he was doing, oh God, which is it? I'll tell you anyways. He was.
Okay.
It's a famous song, Tere Mere Milan Ki Rehna.
Oh.
I have a clip of that where AZ's sitting on a harmonium.
Oh,
he goes,
wow.
"Chal God, let's do this," and I'm playing tabla.
Oh,
so
my
I
God.
love that. So yeah, he's so down to earth, and the beauty of most of these artists when they come, they're really down to earth.
They are just like us.
They're no
right?
different.
Yeah, exactly.
But the one thing that happens, which they are different than most people, when the lights turn on, that's
Yeah.
it. They come to life. And that guy, man, he lights the place up.
Oh yeah,
He is awesome.
When I see him,
Yep.
I like I don't hear anything else. I
Right.
just see him, and then after a
You
while,
and about 2,000 other people.
yeah, and
right.
after a while, I'm like, okay, he's talking to the crowd,
Right,
and
right,
he's singing,
right.
so I should focus on the singing.
I love it.
But it's like when I see him, I only see him.
Oh, I'm sure you do. And you and all the other ladies, and we have no issue with that. I think it's cool, and he's cool like that.
Yeah.
But he's so humble, too, that when you meet the guy in person, he just kind of keeps his eyes down. He's really, real humble. That other artist I talked about, Zoe, another Coke Studio artist, you have to see her. She's amazing. Later on tonight, go to Coke Studio and look up Rumpum.
Okay.
She's a jazz singer that got trained in New York that went back to Pakistan and brings this beautiful R&B jazz feel to her singing. I tour with her as well. Love this person. So much fun. Yeah, so much fun. All right, what else we have? We've covered so much.
I am sitting with a celebrity.
Oh, you're too sweet. Not
we,
at all.
We said so many names like Talat Aziz.
Yeah,
I
so-
absolutely love Talat Aziz.
I mean, the
and
guy
his
is,
ghazalein.
and that's another guy too. When you saw him, he is distinguished. I mean,
I
it's
only see
super
him.
handsome, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mrs. Judge sees the same too. She's like, he's so handsome, right? And of course, Anoop Jalortaji, who's one of my favorite
Right.
all times. And it's been there's no complaint. I used to play for an amazing Punjabi artist who's the queen of Punjabi music, Surinder Kaur. If you listen to all of these Punjabi songs that you hear at weddings and everything, she's the original singer of them all. Jan Kitha Guzari Aayi, all these different songs that were like reintroduced in a film, I think, recently, where they did all these Punjabi songs.
Jamkila.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
She's the original.
Oh,
She
wow.
was from Lahore side, but after pre-partition,
Right.
and then moved to Punjab, and she's the queen of Punjabi music. I got to play with her. I played for Anoop's dad, Purushottam Das Jalorta. And that was right in Fremont.
Oh,
I mean, the
wow.
list of the people that I've been so blessed.
I can
So
tell.
blessed. But and of course, the day with Asha ji,
Asha ji.
that pinch myself. I was like, Asha Bhosle in our studio? Are you kidding me?
And she was asking, "Ye chair pe baith jao?"
I know, isn't it so
It's like,
sweet?
oh my
I know,
God.
so sweet. So
Amazing,
sweet. Can you imagine
amazing.
one of the greatest singers in the world, not just India,
Right.
is like, "Main yahan baith jaun?" It's like, what? Of
I
course,
know.
like Asha ji, I'll give you 10 chairs, right? I mean, I was so giddy, but yeah,
Amazing.
it's all fun. Yes.
So that's why we said that I don't know what else you're hiding up your sleeves.
That's about
Anything
it.
else that we
no,
need to know?
no. It's totally cool. I think I really appreciate being here. I think you're doing a great service to the community with the ePadosi. It was nice to meet the founders here and the founder's son, and I think it's great that they're doing this.
Yes.
And I wish you guys success. And I'm so honored that I got to come out here and hang out with you again and be here on this platform. I mean, this is amazing.
Thank
and I think
you.
it's going to go well.
Yeah, yeah.
And definitely tag me on everything because I'd love to
Yes.
spread the word.
Yes,
right?
the pleasure is ours because it's not every day that you meet someone who has met umpteen celebrity, and some of them like checks all the boxes for me.
Oh, so sweet.
So before we let
Yeah,
you go, any
yeah.
word of wisdom you want to give advice to anybody who wants to aspire or who's dreaming or who's thinking of going in the music line,
Yeah.
TV show and
Sure.
stuff like that?
I think it's important that, like you, as an RJ, you have duality. So I think for our Indian kids growing up here, especially South Asian kids, duality is important. You can't have a one-track mind. School is all important. If you don't have the grades, it's true, the doors don't open. But that doesn't mean that you can't balance yourself. And then also, too, not just explore with our own culture, explore with Western culture. I mean, this is a beautiful nation, and this is your home. You were born here, or you emigrated here, but there's so much to offer here. listen to rap music, listen to heavy metal, listen to pop, listen to Pandit Jasrajji, listen to your favorite, Hari Haran, listen to A.R. Rahman stuff, listen to Ilya Raja, listen to all the greats, but also, aspire to be balanced. That's the best thing I'll do. There's so much you can learn from other cultures as well. So don't just stick to ours, because we have a lot to offer, but so does everybody else. That's what we're talking about that offline.
Yeah,
I think it's important.
Yeah,
people lose sight of it.
Yes.
People lose sight of it. And the tiger parents, take it easy on the kids. Let them balance out.
Yes, absolutely. I am also one of them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that.
I'll try to keep that in mind. We do try to keep that in mind.
Yeah,
but
balance.
it's sometimes stuff happens. But I do agree the duality is really important.
Yeah.
Because I have a day job where I focus on numbers all the time.
Yep.
But then I need to cut myself from that, and I need to go in the creative side.
Yeah, and I'm sure kids love the fact that their mom's on. She's an RJ, and she's like, you could see her on screen and listen to her voice. And then if they happen to mosey you down to a festival, there's 10,000 people standing there, and mom's got a mic, and she's like, hey, everybody, here we are. So that's the duality that I'm talking about, that everybody has to have an outlet. It doesn't mean that you do this only. You can have golf or tennis or whatever floats your boat, but music and TV, journalism, the arts, whatever, it's so important. Yes. You have to have balance. And that's what makes you smile and light up when I talk about that with you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
This is my stress buster. Like, I can be so tired, but the moment I talk on the mic, it's like, it's gone.
Boom. I know. You forget about the world, right?
I'm a different person
forget about
altogether.
the world. I did. Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Thanks for having me here. Yep.
Pleasure is all ours.
Yep.
So before we let you go, we'll just have some fun.
Yeah.
We'll have some rapid fire with
Sure,
you.
absolutely.
So I'm going to take my phone for the rapid fire.
Okay.
And just whatever comes, the first thing that comes pops in the head, that's the answer.
Yep.
So ready? So we are going to be playing rapid fire with Manesh Judge. So what are the 3 favorite aspects of being a music producer?
The 3 favorite aspects? One is you get to connect and collaborate with other musicians. And you learn so much from other musicians. And then, of course, the creativity. That's the beautiful part, where you get your creative juices flowing. And 2, you just immerse yourself and you forget about the world. When you're in a studio like this, a music studio, you forget about the world. So you're just numb. You don't care. You don't care about the bills that need to be paid. You don't care about, Trump running again. You don't care. It's just like nothing matters. So
I agree.
Right?
I'm the
nothing
same.
matters.
Yeah,
nothing matters.
The moment the door closes, I
don't
know
world.
the world.
Yeah, it's a different world, and it's a beautiful world.
Yes.
Oh, tell you. Okay.
So what is music?
What is music? Life.
Life. What is a book that you're currently reading?
What a book that I'm currently reading? It's something like 7 Great Habits of like successful people. I think Lisa, my partner at the real estate thing, she actually made me do. It's an audiobook. So all the way home now from here back to East Bay in traffic, I'm going to listen to it. Yeah. So it's something like that. 7.
Just don't hate us when you.
Oh no, I won't. I love it. Believe me, I don't care about traffic. Like, I'm happy as a person, so I'm just happy to be upright and alive and healthy. And so I don't ever nothing phases me. So I'll make the time. Like on the way down here, I talked to my best friend from high school. I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
What's a TV show that you're watching?
What's a TV show that I'm watching? Well, you know what it is? My better half is making me watch a Pakistani drama called Fraud. I'm watching Fraud. It's really good. It's good.
I'll keep a note of it.
Yeah, it's on Hum TV. It's called Fraud. Like the way that Indians have amazing cinema, the Pakistanis have amazing drama serial. They're known for it. High-end values and acting, and just, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm watching Fraud.
Okay.
Every day for 40 minutes. I have to.
Oh wow! Like one episode a day.
One episode. It is 35 episodes. So yeah, I'm watching that right now.
Okay.
What else?
What is one word that describes you?
Happy.
I can see that. Yeah. Besides music, TV, what else do you do for fun?
What else do I do for fun? I hang out with my friends.
They are very important.
They're very important.
They're very, very.
I mean, I could talk about the family, and that's a whole separate world, right? Because we have that same thing, right?
Right.
But yeah, that's it. My friends. Yep.
And what is one thing in your closet that you had it for the longest?
Oh, my closet. I still have my jacket from my marching band days in high school, and then my senior class T-shirt. Those are the two oldest items in my closet. And then maybe it's in a different closet, but my uniform for junior high school, like we used to wear uniforms for PE, I still have it. I made my son wear it. It was totally cool. All right.
I'm sorry for the son, but
it was fun. Cool. It was cool. Yeah, it was fun.
As parents, it's cool.
It is cool. It is cool.
Well, there you have it.
Yep.
We were talking to Manesh Judge on Unsung Heroes of South Asian Community. It was wonderful talking to you. I don't know, the time just flew by.
I know it flew, absolutely. And thank you so much. You're fantastic. And I will always tune into your shows, and, we'll definitely connect now with ePadosi as well. And thanks. I mean, this is so much fun. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you. What a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. So this is Kunjan signing off. We will be back soon with our next guest. Till then, keep smiling, stay safe, and be compassionate to others. Namaskar.